Welcome to Milo's Mods, ladies and gentlemen. So, this is another episode of Blaster Chat. This is the Australian shafting, so to speak. Or should I say rather, Australian sticker shock. That's a better term for it. Okay, so let's begin, shall we? What this is about is basically, you know how much this blaster costs in Australia? Just for record, in case anybody lives underneath a rock, this is the Nexus Pro X. Costs $50 here in the United States. In Australia, this blaster is 179 Australian dollars. I'll say that again a little slower. $179. Why? Why so much? Well, some of it is because of currency exchange. Okay. An Australian dollar is worth 65 cents to us in the United States. So that's part of it. Okay, so that would bring this blaster up to 79 Aussie dollars or so. Basically 80 Aussie bucks, I'm guessing. Okay, that's part of it. Which is still not bad. So where do they get off with the 179? My guessing is some of that's due to import fees. Okay, so figure 50% of the cost of the blaster is going to import fees. Easily, you know, and these are just round numbers, give or take, okay? So by the time that you do that, that's like an extra $35 on top of the 80. That brings it up to about 120 roughly. And yeah, I know my math's not going to be perfect on this, but just hear me out. So $130, $120, let's just say, 120. Okay, so between import fees and stuff like that, this blaster is going to cost about $120 in Australia. If they were straight up buying it from somebody and they weren't shipping it there, it would still cost them $79. Okay. So $125 is what this blaster should be in Australia, not $179. The reason why it's that, and you're going to say to me, well, why is that, Mr. Samuel? Why is it so expensive there? That's ridiculous. You're right, it truly is. Because people are greedy. And I'm not afraid to call greed out. I really am not. I mean, I could see charging $100 Australian dollars for this blaster. I could even see $100 and a quarter. I can't see $179. I just can't. And so that's like saying, so where's the other $50 going to? The other 50, 60 Aussie dollars going to? Right into the person that's pre-selling it to you. It's going right in their pocket. It's like right off the top. So they're getting you, they're basically making an extra $50 per blaster when you order in Australia for this blaster. Now, do I believe that's right? No. No, I believe in making some money, but there's a difference between some money and shafting the customer. For lack of better terms, I'll just call it right what I believe it to be as shafting the customer. You know, $179 for this blaster is not worth it. I'll tell you that right now. You Australian guys, this blaster is not worth 179 Aussie dollars. Now, I know a bunch of you are going to buy it anyway. You know, and to each his own. I won't yuck your yum. This blaster is not worth it. And you ask, well, why doesn't Dart Zone have an international distribution? They don't. They should. As popular as their blasters are, they should. I mean, think about it this way. Dart Zone is looking a gift horse in the mouth. Okay, any business owner out there, I don't care who it is, they would much rather, if you can find a brand new market or a virgin market to where you can outprice your competition, do it. Just how business works. Now, let's say Dart Zone opened up a distribution center in Australia to sell their blasters, which really they should, because in my opinion, between the U.S. and Canadian market, the next biggest market is Australia. So it would only make logic sense, you know, that they would explore the Australian market, but they're not doing that. Why is that? Maybe they don't like you guys that much or whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Aussies to death. you know. But what is going on is that there is no international distribution for this blaster. That's why that's why people want it in Australia. They have to go through scalpers, you know. So by the time that they get this blaster, it's $179. Most Aussies aren't going to pay that, nor would they pay that. You know what I mean? I wouldn't pay that. I'd tell you to go pack sand. You try to hand this blaster to me for $179. I'd be like, see it? Nope. You know, I mean, but that's just me, and I had done that before. You know, so as I said though, they're charging so much in Australia because there is no Dart Zone distribution. There should be Dart Zone distribution in Australia. I just don't understand why Dart Zone is looking a gift horse in the mouth. I really don't. Everything is there for you guys. And in Australia, all you have to do is find a distributorship. That's it. And I know you guys can say, well, maybe regulations. Pish posh regulations. Okay? Just do it to help out the Australian market, you know? Or even maybe find some Australian web store that'll sell these and ship them straight from DZ straight to them. Easier said than done, you know? Just do it. The problem is, though, is that since Dart Zone has no international distribution, that's why we're seeing this problem in Australia, the UK, other places. You know, granted, Blaster Time EU, their prices are pretty decent, you know, considering that they have to travel and all that. But Australia, you guys are getting shafted. You really are, really bad. I feel sorry for you guys. I really do. I mean, I would not pay $179 for this blaster. That's just ridiculous. I mean, what I see is that people are being greedy. The scalpers are being greedy. No need for it. Shouldn't happen. And to fix the problem, simple. Dart Zone open up a market up there. The market's already there. It's just not saturated. If Dart Zone opened up a distribution center in Australia, I don't care where in Australia, if they opened up one distribution center in Australia or licensed it out through a web store or what the heck ever, you know, then that would kill the scalpers, pretty much. You know, and people wouldn't have to get shafted every 5 minutes. You know, because I could see spending 80 Australian dollars on this. I could even see spending 100. I can't see spending 179. Just ridiculous. Just unheard of. I wouldn't pay that. You know, but that's what it is. There's no international distribution for Dart Zone. So what's going on is that the scalpers are just running rampant in Australia. And I was asked by several Australians to bring light to the subject, and here it is. What's going on is that they're getting shafted because of their currency exchange rate. They're getting shafted because there is no international distribution, and they're having to go through scalpers. That's it. It's really sad. You know, and I wish Dart Zone would do something about it. So if Dart Zone says that they care about the community like they do, and yeah, I'm calling you out, Dart Zone, right now, right here. If you guys cared about your customer base and the community, you personally would figure out a way to open up a distribution center in Australia. That's it, bar none. You know, you want good quality press? Do something like that. That's a given for the community. That's the best thing you could do. You say you listen to the community, prove it. I want you to prove it. Put your money where your mouth is and prove it to me. Until then, I don't want to hear another peep from you. Well, in any event, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and to subscribe. And until next time, this is Milo's Mods signing off.